is 7:30, so thank you very much. We are welcome to the Charter Township of Kalamazoo, the September 9th, 2024 board meeting at 7:30. And the first thing is a roll call. Everybody is in order. So the second thing is a pledge. Trustee Glass, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. See, all board members are present. The next thing is any additions or deletions from the agenda. Don't see any. So I'll move right on down to number 5, which is public comments. You have 3 minutes. Please come to the podium, give your name and where you live, and we'll be more than glad to listen to you. I don't see anybody moving. Farm Russia, do we have anybody on Zoom?
Not at this time.
You said no? Thank you. Okay, we're down to consent agenda. Clerk Mackey, would you lead us in the consent agenda, please?
Yes. I move adoption of the consent agenda consisting of the approval of the payment of the bills in the amount of $116,854.76. Additionally, receipt of the check disbursement for August of 2024, the check register for August of 2024, the monthly fire report for August of 2024, the treasurer's report for June of 2024.
I will
Second.
second that motion.
Thank you. Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Motion carried. Thank you. The next thing is the public hearing. First thing is number A.
And I am going to, we have this a little bit choreographed. I am going to invite State Representative Julie Rogers to come to the podium. And I believe you have a copy of the resolution. And I would like to invite Supervisor Martin to join her there.
I got you.
Good evening, Board and Supervisor Martin. It is a special privilege for me to read this resolution. I've known Supervisor Martin for many, many years, and he's had many, many years of dedication, countless hours without family and dedication, whether it be in fire service or as an elected official. So this is a small token of our appreciation for those many years of service. I'm going to briefly read it. Whereas communities depend on citizens stepping up to serve the common good, and whereas Donald D. Martin initially committed to serving the Charter Township of Kalamazoo community as a paid on-call firefighter in the Kalamazoo Township Fire Department in 1974, and whereas in short order, Donald Martin earned promotions to ever-increasing service responsibilities in the Township Fire Department, including driver, lieutenant, captain, and assistant chief. And whereas in November 2008, Kalamazoo Township voters elected Donald Martin as Township Trustee, at which time he retired as Assistant Fire Chief. And whereas the Board of Trustees appointed Trustee Donald Martin as Fire Commissioner in 2012, a responsibility he continues to serve to present. And whereas a Township Supervisor is charged with statutorily defined responsibilities without regard to political party or personal gain, including leading public meetings that promote equity and inclusion to all stakeholders. And whereas the Board of Trustees appointed Donald Martin as Supervisor in June of 2017 to fill a vacancy created when former Supervisor Ron Reed retired. And whereas the Township electorate voted Don Martin as Township Supervisor in November 2020, a position he maintains till present. And whereas while serving on the Board of Trustees in the roles of Township Trustee and Supervisor for 16 years, Donald Martin exhibited outstanding professionalism, leadership, kindness, transparency, equity, and cost efficiencies when promoting innumerable acts of public service, including addressing thousands of citizens inquiring and concerns, advancing significant initiatives including helping to create and continually enhance the Kalamazoo County Central Dispatch Authority to improve public safety responses, coordinating award-winning road and non-motorized improvement efforts in partnership with the Road Commission of Kalamazoo County, which addresses one of the top priority needs identified in the township's December 2013 Citizen Engagement Survey, promoting public health needs like proactive maintenance of the sanitary sewer system, developing economic opportunities as a key contributor to Graphic Packaging International's $600 million K2 coated and recycled board facility, and the anticipated construction of the US 131 interchange business loop, one of my personal favorites. Improving the sustainability of the township's Grand Prairie Golf Course to support recreational opportunities, and promoting transparency as a former leading member of the Public Media Network Board to enhance broadcasting of Township Board of Trustee meetings and other community programming. Whereas, as part of all of his activities with the township, Donald Martin serves as a mentor, investing in township staff to guide and grow township employees, the township's human and greatest resource for providing public services. Therefore be resolved, the Charter Township of Kalamazoo Board of Trustees recognizes Donald D. Martin with heartfelt appreciation for his exceptional 50 years of public service and hopes future opportunities enabled his continued community service. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just a token of our gratitude. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. There's one way to get this room filled with people with smiling faces instead of someone sitting here complaining about our village that we're gonna ask for a bill. But no, thank you very much. On the fire side, on the board side, it is just a privilege and a pleasure to be able to serve the township of Kalamazoo and be able to work with all the people I have here and here. So thank you all very much.
So we are going to vote on this resolution, and I wonder if, I'll open the floor for a motion.
I would like to move that the board adopt this resolution honoring Supervisor Martin.
Support.
It's been moved and seconded. I wonder if the board members have any remarks to make at this time?
I'll jump in here.
Trustee Robinson.
I just want to say that it has been a pleasure getting to know you, and sitting next to you and handing you waters and helping you figure out who you haven't called. It really has been, it's been an honor and a privilege to sit beside you and work with you. So I just wanted to say that, and I'm gonna keep it short.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Treasurer.
I would like to thank you as well, Don. You have done a phenomenal job interacting with the residents of Kalamazoo Township, as well as leading the road commission for all the road repairs that have been done, and your work with the fire department. So thank you for all your public service. It's not an easy job, and you've done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to say that I was elected at the same time as trustee, Martin and myself. And so that's 16 years ago. And as soon as he became supervisor, his phone never did stop ringing, I think, that whole time. Literally thousands and thousands of citizen concerns, questions, occasionally complaints, and he dealt with them all. And it's hard for me to sum up because I've served with him for so long, but he has had an exceptional dedication to this township for so long. It's unparalleled.
Thank you, Mark.
I'll echo what everyone else has said, but I also wanted to add that in the year and a half that I've been the clerk, I have been able to see how much you do for residents when they call here and when they stop in, and you take every concern that comes your way very seriously, and you respond promptly, and you get people answers. And I'm just really proud to serve on this board with you.
Thank you.
With that, if there are no further comments, call for a vote. And by the way, Supervisor, you have to vote on this. You don't get out of it. Treasurer Miller,
Double yay.
Trustee Robinson,
I'm an aye.
Trustee Ludi,
Aye.
Trustee Glass,
Aye.
Clerk Mackey,
Aye.
Supervisor,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Congratulations, Don, and thank you very much. I think I'm going to stand up again.
I see not just my board members are here, but my fire department is here, my legal counsel is here, PMN is here, and my family is here. So thank you all. And you're all family. So, you know, one of the things, and I gotta move right along because we've got a long agenda here, but one of the things that I learned a long time ago is that serving people, no matter what capacity it is or what job it is, I don't care if you're a doctor, nurse, firefighter, police officer, or a board member. It's an honor and a privilege that they give you the right to do that. So thank you very much. We live in a country that we have that freedom to be able to do. So thank you all again.
And with that, I'll yield the gavel back to the supervisor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, the next thing we're going to go to is we're going to open our public hearing. And it is 7:42. We're going to open our public hearing. The first thing is for police operation and community policing special assessments. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak on that? Anybody on Zoom? Okay. We'll close the hearing on that right now, and we'll move down to the next one, and the next one is a police department capital special assessment. We open the public hearing on that, and it is at, 7:42 again. Anybody else to speak on that? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing on that. We'll move down to the next one, is the fire department operation special assessment. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on that? Anybody on Zoom?
No, sir.
Thank you. We'll close the public hearing on that, and is at 7:43. And next one is street lighting special assessment, and we'll open the public hearing. Excuse me, I think I missed one here. Fire department capital special assessment. We'll open the hearing on that, and that's at 7:43. Anybody here to speak on that one? Seeing none. Okay, we'll close the public hearing on that. We'll move up to the next one, is the open the public hearing on street lights special assessment. Anybody here to speak on that? Seeing nobody, we'll close that at 7:43. Next one is solid waste and recycle special assessment. We'll open the public hearing on that at 7:44. Anybody to speak on that? Seeing none, we'll close that. The next one here is a public hearing to set establishment and industry development district for 2204 Ravine Road at the request of Azon Corporation, USA. Anybody here to speak on that? Seeing nobody, we'll close the hearing on that. Okay, thank you very much. That is going through that part of it. Now we're going down to new business. There is no old business, so we'll go right past that. New business is a request to adopt a resolution approving police department special capital assessment of 1.7 and 1.5 for community policing. Any-
I'd like to move to adopt the resolution.
Do I hear support?
Support.
Moved and supported to go ahead and adopt the resolution for the 1.7 and 1.5. Thank you very much. Anybody want to speak on that at all? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote, and we'll start off, if I move my cheat sheet out of the way here, start off with trustee Ludi,
Aye.
trustee Glass,
Aye.
trustee Miller,
Aye.
trustee Robinson,
Aye.
clerk Mackey,
Aye.
treasurer Miller,
Aye.
and I'm aye. Thank you, folks. Okay, the next one is make sure I get these, I found myself in order here. The next one here is request to adopt a resolution to approving police department capital special assessment for .3 mils for capital expenses.
I will make a motion to adopt the resolution approving the special assessment for police capital at .3 mils.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any questions on that? Any comments? Do a roll call vote, and we'll start off with treasurer Miller,
Aye.
trustee Mackey,
Oh, yeah, aye.
trustee Robinson,
Aye.
trustee Miller,
Aye.
trustee Ludi,
Aye.
trustee Glass,
Aye.
and I'm aye. Thank you. The next one is a resolution to adopt and approve the fire department operations special assessment. Let me get down here so I make sure I'm doing them right here. And that is at 1.0 mils, correct?
Correct.
I will make a motion to adopt the resolution for fire department operating special assessment at 1.0 mils.
Support.
Motion made and supported to go ahead and adopt the resolution for 1.7 mils. We do a roll call vote. We'll start off with trustee Glass.
Aye.
We do it trustee Ludi,
Aye.
trustee Miller,
Aye.
trustee Robinson,
Aye.
clerk Mackey,
Aye.
treasurer Miller,
Aye.
and I'm aye. Okay, the next one is a request to adopt and approve the solid waste and recycle special assessment for $79 per year for solid waste and recycling.
Did
Do we skip
Did I miss one?
Good.
Fire capital, I voted.
We missed one.
Yeah.
Fire capital.
Item D.
Yep.
Let me
Go back.
get two other sheets here. That's right, too many sheets standing here in the way. Okay, let's try this again. To adopt the resolution for the fire capital for .55 mils. Is that correct?
I will move to adopt the resolution for fire department special assessment in the amount of .5 mils for capital to be added to the December 2024 tax bills.
Any
Support.
You get support on the side, okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, we'll go ahead and do a roll call vote. We'll start off with trustee Glass,
Aye.
trustee Ludi,
Aye.
trustee Miller,
Aye.
trustee Robinson,
Aye.
clerk Mackey,
Aye.
treasurer Miller,
Aye.
and I'm aye. Thank you. Now we'll go down to the street light one, and I think that's the one I went past. Yes, request to adopt the street light special assessment for .4 mils.
I will make a motion to adopt the resolution for street lighting special assessment in the amount of .4 mils to be added to the December 2024 tax bill.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, okay, we'll do a roll call vote. We'll start off with treasurer Miller,
Aye.
clerk Mackey,
Aye.
trustee Robinson,
Aye.
trustee Miller,
Aye.
trustee Ludi,
Aye.
trustee Glass,
Aye.
and I'm aye. Thank you. Okay, next one is a request to adopt a resolution for the road bond assessment in the amount of 2.2.
We forget, we forgot the recycling.
I did do
It's
recycling.
solid waste.
Yep, solid waste. is
Solid waste,
the next
okay.
Solid waste and
Okay, let's do
recycling.
the solid waste on that. Okay, we got a motion here to, or we got a resolution here to go ahead and adopt the resolution for the solid waste for $79 a year to, for 4 dwellings and to add it to the December 2024 tax bill.
I will move to adopt the resolution for solid waste and recycling, a special assessment in the amount of $79 per parcel, up to 4 dwelling units per parcel, to be added to the December 2024 tax bill.
Support.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next one here is a resolution to setting the 2.
Roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. That's why you have me on my right-hand side. Any questions or comments? Trustee Luddy.
We're making great progress, but this one is so dear to my heart.
Oh,
I want to say something a little bit more about it. Because there's a little, in the resolution that attorneys prepared, it talks about that the electorate and a primary election held in August 1990 voted for this. And before that, for those who don't know the history of it, you know, it was, everyone in Kalamazoo Township had access to monthly garbage pickup. And people used it, you know, you stored your garbage for once a month. Everybody had like two 30-gallon garbage containers outside their garage. And this is just the way the world was at that point. And then in May of 1989, a program that I was brought back to Kalamazoo to be responsible for, that was a pilot curbside program of 1,000 experimental houses in Westwood neighborhood to see if this weird thing called recycling would take off. And so it took off so overwhelmingly well that by this August 1990 date, the rest of the township demanded to have it too, to spread to the rest of Westwood, to Eastwood, Northwood, and Lakewood. So that's the reason why we even have this, the $79 or this annual thing, is because people wanted recycling, and then that helped pay for the monthly garbage pickup. That then turned in, the garbage companies developed wheeled carts that you see, and one of them called it their Herbie Kirby, and people use that word now, but they're technically wheeled receptacles like that. So then that developed into the township's household hazardous waste program, developed into to pay for the hazardous waste, we cut back the monthly trash programs to 3 times a year to where it's at now, and all that happened in that little history right there. And that's why we are a leading township. We were the second township in Southwest Michigan to have a recycling program. So, or the second community. We were the first township. City of Buchanan was first. So, sorry, I wanted to share a little.
No, no,
Don't be sorry.
we've got it all around us now.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
that's really good. That's one way to pick me up, trying to clean our environment up a little bit.
That's right.
So thank you. Anybody have questions or comments? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. We'll start off with Trustee Glass.
Aye.
Trustee Luddy.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Treasurer Robinson.
Trustee Robinson.
Trustee
Aye.
Robinson. I just moved you up. Clerk Maggie.
Aye.
Treasurer Miller. And
Aye.
I'm aye. Sorry about that, folks.
I got you back.
Okay, the next one is the adoption of the resolution to set 2.2 for a road bond.
And I will make the motion to adopt the resolution to levy 2.2 mils for road bonds and authorizing the treasurer to levy in place on the December 2024 tax bills for collection in 2025.
Support.
Any questions or comments? Okay, we will,
Right.
where did I go? I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to let the residents know that this road bond will be coming to an end in April of 2026, so we're almost there. It was a $9.75 million bond, and we are just about at the end of it. So thank everyone out there for continuing to support this township and the directions that the boards have led them into. Thank you.
You know, one of the things too, and as long as you said it, as long as you brought it up, is that we started that project. Actually, Ron Reed started the project for the road project, along with the board that was on at that time. And we had $10 million bond that we bonded out to do the roads. Our roads probably are second to best of everybody that's around us, if you drive around the areas. But on top of that, Gull Lake area went out and did the same thing we did. They didn't do a bond, they did a special assessment or something, I don't remember how they did it. But they did all their roads too. Matter of fact, I went out and talked to their board, because they asked, how did we implement it? and how well did it work. So, that's been a very good program, and I really appreciate to see our roads and our sidewalks in the shape they're in today, so, thank you. Okay, we'll, go ahead, we didn't vote on it, correct?
Not yet.
All right, thank you. Trustee Glass.
Aye.
Trustee Ludi.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Robinson.
Aye.
Clerk Mackey.
Aye.
Treasurer Miller.
Aye.
And I'm aye. Thank you. Okay, now we are down to number H, is adoption of the resolution for charter millage of 8.8847.
And I will move to adopt the resolution setting the charter millage rate for 2024 at 8.8847 mils.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Any questions or comments? Okay, go ahead.
Thank
Treasurer
you.
Miller.
I would like to support to thank the residents for the support of the vote last year in 2023 to approve the 8.9691 mils for the operational part of the township. With the Headley rollback, that approved millage by the voters was reduced to the 8.8847. So again, this is just a thank you to the residents for supporting your township, and we continue to move forward by the grace of you. Thank you.
Thank you. And one of the things I will say, before we take the vote on this, as you went through all these things for special assessments, our millage this year and what we did is less than what we did last year. So that is a good thing. Not a lot, but a little bit less. All right, we can go ahead and do a roll call vote. We'll start off with Treasurer Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Mackey. Clerk Mackey, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Trustee Robinson.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Ludi.
Aye.
Trustee Glass.
Aye.
And I'm aye. Thank you. Okay, the next one is to hold a public hearing, establish an industrial development district for Azon Corporation, 224 Ravine Road, within the Charter Township of Kalamazoo. And as I was going by there today, I see they got a hole in the ground, so they are working on it. So I want to know, I keep track of you guys. So, do I have
I will make a motion
Okay.
to adopt the resolution establishing an industrial development district at 224 Ravine Road within Kalamazoo Township.
Support.
motion made and supported to go ahead and pass the adoption of the district? Any other questions or comments? Trustee Miller.
So this, refresh my memory, this is the second step
Yes.
of this process?
This is the last step, yes.
Okay. Very good, thank you.
Anybody else? And he said, I hope so, right?
We'll come back for an IFE.
There you go, okay. All right, we'll go ahead and do a roll call vote, and we'll start off with Trustee Glass.
Aye.
Trustee Ludi.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Robinson.
Aye.
Clerk Mackey.
Aye.
Treasurer Miller.
Aye.
And I'm aye. Thank you. Okay, the next one is a request to adopt a resolution for the purchase agreement of 17.3 acres. And I'll ask my superintendent if she'd like to speak on this before we bring this resolution up.
Sure. This is to adopt signatures to execute a purchase agreement for a portion of Douglas, 3006 Douglas Avenue. And all of you can probably speak more eloquently on the past years that you have committed to coming up with a strategic vision to move forward to support the community, public safety, and administration. This gives us the ability to continue those conversations of potential new capital improvements at that site.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Support. Wait, did we have that?
We don't have a motion
I
yet.
look for a motion. You want to give me the motion?
Oh, yeah. I will make the motion to adopt a resolution to execute a purchase agreement for 17.3 acres as a portion of 3006 Douglas Avenue.
And I like to support it.
Ashley, do you want to add to your motion to authorize the supervisor and clerk to execute the documents? I don't know, like, how it's written. I know there's some parts in there that,
I will
or just,
also
yeah.
authorize this, to also authorize the supervisor and clerk to execute any necessary documents.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on that? Trustee Miller?
I'll say that I've been, all through this process, which is now, since we hired architects to look at what the possibilities were for our new township, I don't know, it's more than a township hall. I think we have to get a phrase to refer to this. I've been somewhat reluctant because, as you know, most of you know, I'm kind of an environmental advocate, and I think about the embodied energy cost of this building. It's really been kind of banged into my head that we have major problems in this building, and they're not going away. And they're going to be more and more difficult as time goes on. So I've been kind of dragged along, kicking and screaming a little bit, but it is the right thing to do. And I'm hoping that as we proceed with the design of this new building, we will take renewable energy considerations as a top priority. Of course, I won't have anything to do with that necessarily, other than a member of the audience commenting and bringing this up again, which I probably will do. But it really is important that we take whatever steps we can to move forward with renewable energy and cut our carbon footprint in the future. Thanks.
Thank you. Trustee Glass?
Thanks. I would just like to first say a thank you to our chiefs, especially Chief Airgang for getting us started with the building committee. He saw this becoming a major issue. We started that committee like over a year ago now, just to discuss, in a comprehensive light, sort of the needs of all of our facilities, rather than thinking piecemeal, which I thought was great. And that wasn't necessarily part of his job description, but he took it on very willingly. And then Chief Barry has been a wonderful asset to the group as well. And through that, we come up with a lot of different ideas on how to move forward. And then Superintendent Moorhead has been great, jumping in and helping us think about, space and where we might find room to expand in the future. And we put a lot of thought into the different strategies so far, and I'm glad that we're setting ourselves up for, long-term success. And I hope that Trustee Miller will return often to help me advocate for us really taking an environmental perspective as we build new and as we make improvements in the building. There's lots of different things coming all the time, new improvements to energy use and facilities. So we've definitely been thinking about that along the way, and we'll look at innovative ways to keep our energy down and our carbon footprint down. So I'm just really excited that we're starting to think long-term and being really strategic about making sure that our staff, our fire, our police, our administrative staff, all the people that work super hard, and our community have a really welcoming spaces and great places to be in. It's super important, and we will work to set future boards up and the future community up in a positive way. So I'm just excited we're doing this.
Thank you. I got two hands over here.
Which one?
I'll let the lady go first.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I was a bit discouraged when a while back when our architects came in and presented to us on the state of our current building and all of the problems that they found with it and what the costs were going to be to try to improve our current building. It just seemed like it was going to be cost prohibitive, and it wasn't going to get us much time in this building. And with our given space, we have so many issues with space. We're running out of it. So I'm just really excited because this new property seems like it will be, there's plenty of space, and I'm really excited that this project, this is the first step, is securing the property, and it's going to address our building and capital needs for several decades. So it's a wonderful thing.
Trustee Looney?
I heard three people say first steps, and that's a key thing in my mind too, is that this is a first step. There's many more steps to go, but it will lead us in the long run, the future vision. Now, we don't know exactly how that's the detail of that, but this is the first step to move toward that future vision. But that future vision will include not only renewable energy systems, but most importantly, energy conservation in the first place. It will have better insulation on whatever future building. So, and then it's not just the vision is not just to match present to future, it's actually to exceed, to be even better in the future, because the world has changed in the decades since this building was built. And since the world has changed, we need to adapt for future needs that are currently now, and immediately tomorrow is the first day of the future. And so we're adapting to those needs with a more right-sized infrastructure. And also, Trustee Glass had mentioned, welcoming to the community, but particularly to all the community. There'll be ADA consideration, so people of all mobilities will be able to easily move and use the facility. So this is the first step toward lots of other future visions that are just going to make us a stronger township.
Thank you. Very well said. I don't know if I can say anything better. I think you did a good thing. And one of the things is, you're right, this is the first step, but it's a major step that this committee worked very hard at. Our superintendent worked very hard looking for land that we could even fit on and look for what we want to do with it, how we want to design it, what we wanted on it. So we're looking for the future. So I'm very excited about it. So, thank you. Treasurer Miller.
Thank you. I'm very excited as well. Currently, in this building, 30% of this building is utilized by our police department. 70% is our admin staff. In the new building, it's going to reverse. It's very necessary. Looking at 70% public safety, which is one of the biggest concerns of all of our residents, and 30% for the administrative side. So, as well as the building committee, we've already began to adapt. We've gone from working in-house to going through COVID and then working from home, being able to do that. So the building committee that was able to go and view some of the buildings that had been already constructed, we noticed that there's a lot of space not being utilized. So we've already adapted, lessening the amount of space that we need to accommodate our needs here in the township. So I'm very appreciative of that as well. So thank you for all the work that's gone in so far. There's still so much more to do. We need to speak to our residents and, just keep information flowing, get input, give output, and keep moving forward, because it is the future of Kalamazoo Township, and I foresee it being wonderful. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I didn't catch who seconded.
Sure.
Do you know? Oh, you did?
Yeah. Good. Okay.
Thank you.
Are we done? Then we'll do it. Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. And we'll start off with Treasurer Milner.
Aye.
Okay, how about Clerk Mackey?
Aye.
Trustee Robinson.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Ludi.
Aye.
Trustee Glass.
Aye.
And I'm aye. Thank you very much. All right, the next one is a resolution to declare the intent to
Reimburses.
reimburse expenditures for the future bond process. Okay, you want to talk a little bit about what we're talking about?
This resolution gives the township the option, even though we are funding this with capital funds at the moment to purchase this property, that should we move forward with bonding, we have 3 years to decide if we would like to reimburse ourselves of those bond proceeds. So when that happens, we have to bring the resolution forward, declare intent that that is a possibility for our option to garner that back. So that is just a resolution to ensure that we have all of the options available should we need it.
Thank you.
So I would like to move to adopt this resolution declaring intent to reimburse expenditures from future bond proceeds regarding the real property purchase of a portion of 3006 Douglas Avenue.
Support.
Motion made and supported. Trustee Miller.
I'm a little unclear as to what the legal necessity is for doing this right now. And could you clarify that any?
Sure. According to our bond counsel, you have so long during purchase price, I believe it's 60 or 90 days, to bring the reimbursement, the intent forward, but then you have an extended amount of time to make that decision later. So we have 60 to 90 days to actually bring it forward.
And that's under state law.
I believe,
It's under the
yes.
IRS, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Anybody else? Okay, we'll call the motion. We'll go ahead and we'll start off with Trustee Glass.
Aye.
Trustee Ludi.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Robinson.
Aye.
Clerk Mackey.
Aye.
Treasurer Miller.
Aye.
And I'm aye. Thank you very much. Okay. There was no items removed, so now we're down to board member reports. And we'll start off with Trustee Glass.
I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Trustee Ludi.
I wanted to share that the planning commission, the last meeting we had, which was last Thursday night here, approved the site plan with some conditions for tree fellers at 2017 North Burdick Street. And also wanted to thank a couple volunteers who have been very active at Jenks and Grand Prix Park. We talk a lot about parks, but we overlooked these two ladies who have worked for many recent years, beautifying that park, located just north of West Main Street. And that's Candy Polderdyke and Carrie Lyon. I want to thank also neighborhood residents who, we don't even know their names, you know. When I'm picking up trash at Wilson Recreation Area, I consistently run into this guy who walks this beautiful German Shepherd dog. I just love his dog. And so it catches my eye, but he's picking up trash. And I know he's doing it other days too. And there's other residents that I've spotted. I think there are even Cape Pep residents who are walking through from the Cape Pep facility in Chicago Avenue up to Harding's and other places, and they're picking up trash too. So, and I know when some hoodlums tipped over a portable outhouse, portable rest room, somebody in the neighborhood yelled at them and forced them to put it back up again. So all those unnamed heroes, I thank you, because it doesn't matter if we have $500,000 in new playground equipment and in a park, but there's litter on the ground, it doesn't look good. So I appreciate all those efforts. And again, the two volunteers I mentioned who pick up trash and tend the flowers at Jenks and Grand Prix Park, Candy Polderdyke and Carrie Lyon. And I wanted to just mention too, that there's a lot of sidewalk work, it's still in process. Eastwood is, all the concrete's been poured, but and part of Westwood has been poured, and Northwood has been portions of particularly Stassen Avenue. But you still see little spoil piles of concrete and kind of little ravines of dug out soil near the sidewalk. But please don't distress. The crews are gonna come back and do landscaping work to do that, but they can't even plant grass when it's so hot, so it will germinate. So that will be happening later this month. But the pouring of more sites to finish Westwood will happen next week. So that's just an update.
Thank you. Trustee Miller.
At our last meeting, I gave a report from the Kalamazoo Regional Water Wastewater Commission, otherwise known as the Regional Commission. And I have another update from the same group, which is the City of Kalamazoo has in process a consideration of an agreement with Consumers Energy to increase the amount of renewable energy that the city is using. So it is a dedicated allocation of renewable energy generation that is allocated back to the city. The city will be making an additional investment in the installation of this capacity, and then will be getting the rewards downstream. And it should save money. Now, there is some, as I understand, and I haven't actually read the documents about this. I've heard descriptions of it. There is a certain amount of risk depending on what the future energy costs may be. And we are assured that let me back up a little bit, sorry. The energy which is consumed by the city in running their water and wastewater systems, a portion of that allocated to Kalamazoo Township, of course, we will be in effect participating in this as a city customer. So we are assured that at the worst case, and there is a certain degree of uncertainty, this could amount, if it doesn't pay off as they are expecting it to amount to a one-time 2% increase in sewer rates. Now, this would be, of course, in addition to all the other increases which we are going to be paying due to the need for capital improvements in the sewer system. The sewer contract is still under negotiation. This has been going on for a good while. We're still hopeful that we're going to get it done soon. I'm not going to put a date on what soon means. But if it goes as we hope, then the sewer system will be run as the new water contract currently is, that the costs will be common to all, and we will equalize rates inside and outside of the city. So that's the goal. So this is another aspect of this whole problem. We will, if the city goes ahead and does this, we will be kind of participating with them in part of this. I am in favor of it. The city can go ahead and do this with or without the go-ahead from the regional commission or the committee that is making the rates, which is a combined committee of the townships and the city. However, they did ask for our input, and we've given it to them, basically with a positive recommendation that they should go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Trustee Robinson.
I do not have any board member comments tonight.
Okay. Clerk Mackey.
I just wanted to mention that earlier today, one of our staff members who works in elections said that a resident had called her and said that she had received a phone call asking for her to verify her address and birth date. And so I just wanted to make a statement that the township will not make cold calls asking people for that information. So if you have any questions about your voter registration, feel free to call our office or go to michigan.gov/vote and you can check your voter information there as well.
You know, that brings up a good point, because not just that, there's scammers out there all over trying to get your social security, your bank account numbers and everything else, and and I'm not, I know a lot of places are going into IA. One of my doctors has got it. We're looking at central dispatch. But I had got a call from the fraud department from one of the credit unions. And it was exactly the same voice of the person that usually calls when there is fraud detection, when you call them. So someone had done that on IA.
AI.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
AI, excuse me,
Yep.
AI, I mean. But on that, the whole thing was, when it got to the end of it, they asked for the last four numbers of your social security number. And that was a clue right there that said, oh, this is wrong. But there is so much that going out there, and I mean, yeah, and when you say that, clerk, that we're talking about we're in elections now, and as much as all the press that's going on about what happened in 2020 and what they're afraid are gonna happen in 2024 and stuff like that, we've got people out there doing this.
Well, we feel very prepared here. I've gone to a tabletop exercise with our state and federal partners, and I've learned a lot about election security, and I'm constantly receiving updates and information. So feel very good about this election coming up. But one thing my last comment that I'll make is that we are actively hiring election inspectors, and it's very important that we have representation from both major political parties. We tend to have more Democrats interested here in Kalamazoo Township, so please tell your Republican friends that they should also inquire about working as an election inspector. It is a paid position, and it's paid at a rate of $15 an hour if you're an inspector and $18 an hour if you're a chair.
Thank you very much. Treasurer Miller.
Thank you. I attended the CATS meeting a couple of weeks ago, and they brought up again the 131 business loop, and they anticipate work beginning in March and ending at the end of 2025. We'll see, but that is very encouraging to me. And then also this afternoon I went to Harding's for lunch, and they asked me if I wanted to round up, and I of course said yes, to be reminded that this is Suicide Prevention Month. So please keep that in mind. There are so many lonely people out there, and sometimes bad things can be prevented just by picking up the phone to a friend or someone who just needs someone to talk to, even on the street. Just be aware of that, because a lot of it is unnecessary, but it happens. Thank you.
Thank you. I really don't have anything to say. I think I said most of it earlier tonight, so thank you very much. And we'll move on to attorney reports.
Nothing additional from me. Thank you for letting me stand in. It's good to see everybody. It's been a little while since I've seen some of you. So, no, thanks again. And other than that, nothing additional from my office.
Thank you. Superintendent report.
Nothing additional tonight.
Would you like to go home tonight? It's been a long day, hasn't it? All right, any public comment? You have 3 minutes. Please come to the podium, give your name and where you live.
Good evening, folks. David Combs, 2316 Brook Drive. I have a brief comment related to the Douglas purchase, land purchase. But first, I just wanted to say congratulations, Supervisor Martin, on the resolution honoring you this evening, and thank you for all of your service. I also wanted to say, in my experience, those types of resolutions are often sort of the first steps of farewells And I hope that's not the case, because your service, your years of experience here, your knowledge, I hope is not lost as you transition to a new role in the township. That said, I wanted to first say thank you to the board and Superintendent Morid for pulling together this purchase plan for 3006 Douglas. It is exciting not only for all the reasons that you described, board, potential for a more sustainable township, campus, complex, whatever the term is going to be, a place that the community wants to be, as you all said, and visit, not to mention, as you said, Treasurer Miller more adequately provides space and facilities for our public safety folks who desperately need it, given where they're operating now. But also, it's just frankly beautiful property. The antique barn, or former antique barn adjacent to this land, was a place that Hannah, my wife, and I used to go often and always loved driving up there. It's also wonderful to see, I was looking at the map during the meeting, a future home for the township that is squarely located in the township. We all know we have interesting borders, and it'll be nice to have a centrally located space that folks from Eastwood, Westwood, Northwood, Lakewood can get to with relatively equal ease, I hope. I also just wanted to refer to something that you mentioned, Superintendent Morid, in the work session, and that is that, you know, the next step, logically, in this long process will probably be exploring a construction manager. And as you do, I wanted to just encourage you, the board, Superintendent Morid, and others involved, the building committee, to, yes, please continue the work that you've done to maintain fiscal responsibility, and thank you for coming in under, I believe, the amount that was originally approved by the board for this property, and congratulations on that, but also to pursue a construction manager in a way that, or one that embodies our values. Sustainability came up from you, Trustee Miller, but to, you know, talk about that with construction managers and their building practices as well, not just the product, but the process, how the land is going to be treated, how we're going to construct a new facility, and then also on the labor side, to, you know, bear in mind that we are a township. I don't like the term bedroom township because I think it reduces us a little bit unnecessarily, but we are a township full of workers who work across the county, and we're a township full of union workers. So to bear that in mind, as you talk with construction managers, to think about, you know, whether and how they work with organized labor, and whether they hire union folks whenever they can. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody on Zoom? No. Okay, then we are done, and so we are done at 8:27. Thank you, folks.